It's the problem that the chiefs we thank wananchi in this area because we want us to make sure we get rid. Many young people are their lives are being wasted by drugs and cheap alcohol. Not have visa or work permit or business permit to carry out that kind of mining, and they don't have also mining license. So all these issues we have discussed, and mining was stopped except for artisanal mining. Those people wanaenda kutumia karai kidogo kidogo the way I used to do when I was young, wameambiwa waendelee. Lakini the rest of the people who are doing commercial mining, it has been stopped until it is properly organized. But we know that it's been stopped, but there are people who are doing it at night. They are doing it with the protection of militia. We want that area to be reorganized properly so that people can, this sector is properly organized. Other than that, West Pokot is a peaceful county. As I said, largely a very rich county with different climate conditions, and also it is a county that has various economic activities from pastoralism to farming to business and so forth, and we are happy to be here. It is an historical, Kapenguria is a very historical town, and we are happy to be here. It's one of the towns that is featured prominently in the history of Kenya, and we have come here to have a conversation with its own people of West Pokot to see how best we can make this county great. We know we had a challenge here with some characters who have been arrested, suspected to have killed young and old people, and I'm told that these are man-eaters. This is extremely very sad story. I do not wish to say more now because I don't want to jeopardize the investigation that is ongoing. Those who have been arrested are in cells. Investigation will go on, but we will do investigation to find out what exactly happened. But also we will have to audit our systems to know how did such a very heinous act happen in a place like this and escaped the all security systems and apparatus, and also escaped the public. How did it take this long, and how long has this been happening, and how was this heinous act concealed to the extent that we are where we are. Otherwise, nataka kusema tuko hapa na tunataka kujadiliana. Jukwaa la usalama ni njia moja ya kusikiliza wananchi, kuhakikisha kwamba ile madhumuni yao na maoni yao yanaweza kuzingatiwa, kuhakikisha kwamba mambo ya usalama inaweza kuboreshwa katika kaunti hii na katika taifa letu. Na nia yetu ni kuhakikisha kwamba kazi yenye tunafanya inaweza kubadilisha maisha ya watu wetu. Kama moja ya residents ya kutoka sehemu hii, nina imani ya kwamba tukizingatia uhusiano bora kati yetu na wananchi, tutabadilisha maisha ya watu wetu, na watu wa West Pokot, watu wa Elgeyo Marakwet, Turkana, Samburu, Baringo wataweza kuishi kwa amani, na pia wataweza wiri katika maisha yao ya biashara, ya masomo na mambo mengine ya kiuchumi, ili inaweza kupeleka nchi yetu isonge mbele. Asanteni sana. Serenyo. Anyone with I may take, I'll start with the lady today, Sitabai, before you ask the lady. Yeah. Yeah.
A quick one. You talked about the issue of
introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Shanzu Irish, working here in West Pokot. with Standard Media Group.
Very good.
You've talked about the issue of cannibalism in West Pokot. Can you assure the families affected that justice will be delivered? And also, can you talk about the vetting of aliens? Now that we know the border of, they came from Uganda.
Yeah.
It means the border is porous.
Yeah.
Can you talk about it?
I think, thank you very much. I think I had spoken about the porous border. One of the things that perhaps I did not talk about in relation to the porous border is the question of human trafficking and illegal we must give confidence and assurance to the people of Kenya that it's going to be dealt to the very bottom of it, because then people will live in fear. So it's justice for those who have lost their loved ones, but we must do beyond that. We must restore order, restore confidence in the security sector within this county, that people can live not in fear, knowing that when their children go to work, go to school, go to sports, go everywhere, they are safe. Not just their children, but also adults that can be vulnerable to these acts of cannibalism. Excuse me. I think I've answered your question.
Yes,
yeah. Yes, Sichaba.
Question yangu ilikuwa kwa kipindi kirefu, tatizo la mpaka pia ndio limechochea sana watu baina ya jamii zinazoishi. Na zile serikali zilizotangulia zimeshindwa kutekeleza hiyo tatizo. Je, serikali ya Kenya Kwanza iko tayari kuleta suluhu katika tatizo hilo?
Kweli, that's a very good question, and I'm sure
add on the same, so that you can just compile all the same. Mashari Mbugo here from NTV.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, with the government also bidding for the fact that there is no vetting before approval of identification, don't we also risk empowering such activities?
Aliens in the country. Now, on the border between the three counties here, border problems are all over the country. We have discovered through Jukwaa la Usalama that border issues is a problem all over the country, and it is fueling conflict between communities. So the question of border between Turkana and West Pokot, for example, and some parts of Elgeyo Marakwet and West Pokot, Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet, and so forth. These issues are very emotive, and it cannot be left only to the Ministry of Interior or to be made a security issue. This is an issue that is beyond. It is not even a boundary issue insofar as IBC is concerned, because you are establishing where exactly the 1992 districts boundaries are. And we are going to be making a recommendation to the cabinet and to the national government to find a ways of using modern technology to establish beacons, the exactly coordinates, digital coordinates for all the counties. Then it can reduce the kind of fights that people fight. And you know, sometimes the fight of boundaries doesn't happen until there are resources, like the case where you are mining along the border. Then it creates a lot of fights among communities. And it's not here alone. From coast, from Taita Taveta, between Taita Taveta and Kwale, from Tana River and Kitui, from Lamu and Garissa, from Isiolo and Wajir, the same thing from Meru and Isiolo. It's everywhere. It's not a question of West Pokot and Turkana, or West Pokot and Elgeyo Marakwet, or Elgeyo Marakwet and Baringo. It's a problem that needs to be dealt with once and for all, and holistically, not as one issue, not so that it doesn't create this thing of going to every place to have barasas. There's nothing wrong with a Turkana living in West Pokot if delimitations show that the boundaries in West Pokot, and there's nothing wrong with West Pokot living a citizen of, a Pokot living in Turkana. We are in Kenya. Just these are boundaries for administrative purposes that are just supposed to be done to make sure that you appreciate the administrative boundaries for our country, and that's a very good question. On the issue of issuance of ID, again, this is a very important issue. We shall be discussing issuance of ID because West Pokot has a great potential of up to 40, almost 50% of its adult population do not have IDs. And we want to see how to accelerate. When I was in Turkana yesterday, I said we're going to have mobile registration to ensure that we bring these citizens who do not have IDs to the fold, to national conversation, so that they can register for SHA, they can get birth certificate for their children, they can progress like every other Kenyan in this country, and they can contribute meaningful to national development, including decision making in terms of choosing their leaders that they want at the grassroots and national level. That process is not just, when I say that we are going to issue IDs to people, people think it's just going to be free. The chief has a place where they sign, and that when they sign, they bind themselves. The applicant also has a place where they sign. If they sign, they bind themselves. Of course, we have other security systems how to confirm or investigate situations where people may want to take advantage of these processes. Otherwise, we do not want to subject Kenyans to a situation where they don't get IDs in good time. And as we said, you will see from here, we are saying you apply for your ID, you get it within 3 days. And if it delays so much, 7 days. We want to make sure that all these young people have their documents in place. Sande sana. Let me take the last one, and the rest we will do it from. I'll lend you Shaban so that I take the locals here. You and the last one is yourself.
My name is Diaspora.
Yeah.
My question is actually brief on the issue of cannibalism and human trafficking and even illegal trade of firearms across the border. What is the motivation? How are these people benefiting out of human trafficking? Does it point to organ harvesting?
Human trafficking is actually selling human beings, because eventually they are so cheap labor, and some of them they pay certain people to transport them. So like we have the same problem also in our country. Some parts of our country, there are people who are trafficked all the way to Libya. And then when they reach Libya, they are held in rooms. Take boats to go to Italy and to go to Europe and so forth. So human trafficking is a serious international problem. That's why you see people moving sometimes trafficked through Kenya. They take them through, and you know, for a long time Marsabit has been a route, and there was a big operation in Marsabit. Now they want to use Turkana, West Pokot here, and then they cross over Isiolo all the way to coast with the hope that they will use funny boats here and there, move to the next country like that, go through Mozambique. It's a long international problem. It's not just an issue that is covering Kenya alone. And so our duty international is to make sure that we cut off this incentive, because money is in play. Whether it is guns, it's about money. They are selling the guns. If it's bullets, they are selling those bullets. And it's just that the question of this barbaric act of cannibalism, heinous act of cannibalism, is now different. We need to find out exactly what kind of human beings are these, and why are they doing this issue. Does it also link to mental health issues, or what it's all about? There was a gentleman, yes.
Okay, I'm Samali from Kenya News Agency. Okay, I have one question to ask. So you have seen the residents, particularly in border areas of Pokot and Marakweta.
Yeah.
They are taking initiative of constructing security roads. So will the government chip in to support, or so that to facilitate easy mobility during operation?
I saw a very good example from between, Mbobut in Mungwa and Chepkakok area. They were doing, and Chemusto, that place, they're trying to do the road. Definitely, you could see that road already, we have done part of it, and our objective, it is part of our objective as a security road to be done all the way. I'm still happy to see, even when we get a contractor to do the road, hopefully, because I saw the collective effort of the two communities, I'll still be happy to see that even if the contractor is going to be given, some of it should be manual, so that those young people in that area can earn something from the construction itself. I'll be visiting them myself to support them also, to give them something for the work they have been doing, and to see what other manual work they can do together that can help them earn a living, but also demonstrate. You will be pleased to know that